Welcome, guitar fiends, to the Modern Metal Guitar Lesson. I'm your host, Marcus Henderson. Metal is still alive and well. Bands like Lamb of God, System of a Down, Slipknot, Trivium, Mastodon, and many others are picking up where the older metal bands have left off. In this lesson, we're going to study the techniques and elements behind modern metal, from riffs to lead lines and beyond. Why do metal guitars sound so brutally evil, you may ask? Well, one big reason is because the strings are tuned way down. One of the more common tunings is drop D tuning, down one full step. I'm already in this tuning, so right now let's get you into this tuning as well. I'll play each string and you can match your string pitches to mine. Here's the 6th string, which you'll tune from E down to C. This is 2 whole steps down from standard tuning, since we're tuning to drop D tuning, plus an additional whole step. The rest of the strings are down 1 whole step from standard tuning. Here's the 5th string, which is now G. 4th string, which is also C. 3rd string, which is now F. 2nd string, which is now A. And the 1st string, which is now D. If your strings are buzzing against the frets, you may want to try heavier string gauges to accommodate the slack tuning. Perhaps the most obvious component of the metal guitar sound is distortion. You can achieve this with distortion pedals and most amplifiers. Many metal guitarists will also use an equalizer on their tone to scoop out the mid-range so the highs and lows are boosted and the mid-range is down. This gives a tight, thick sound with less of the mid-range blare. Riffs and rhythm guitar fill the majority of the metal guitarist's duties. Let's check out some of the techniques. In the first example, we'll take a look at palm muting, a technique you should get to know well. You should use the heel of your picking hand, palm, and let it rest on the strings just above the bridge, like this. The further away from the bridge you lay your palm, the more muted the sound becomes. Here's a basic palm muted riff. Lift your palm up slightly for the non-muted chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play another one. This one is palm muted throughout. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another element of metal guitar is the use of alternate picking, or up and down picking. You alternate up and down strokes of the pick, thereby giving you more speed. Combine this with palm muting, and you got pretty much all you need to start writing your own riffs. Here are several that focus on alternate picking. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's one without palm muting. When you alternate pick, keep yourself relaxed and try to minimize your hand movement. Pick from the wrist, not the arm, like this. Playing tight rhythm is crucial in a metal guitar band. Listen to bands like Lamb of God and Mastodon, and you'll hear how cool it sounds when the guitars and drums lock in together for fast, complex rhythms. Let's check out some interesting rhythms to work on. 1, 2, 3, 4. check that one out again slower. Watch my pick hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's a fun one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is again slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. The latter half of the next riff should sound like a demon tiptoeing through your backyard. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why stop there? Here's another. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are a lot of different approaches you can take to playing lead in a metal song. Some bands prefer to include the traditional guitar solo, which is usually more expressive and technically challenging. Others use harmonized lead lines to create an instrumental theme or melody. And still others leave out the lead playing entirely, using higher-pitched guitar lines to enhance the rhythm parts. Let's take a look at some of the components that make up lead playing. Modern metal bands often utilize octave shapes as a way to thicken up a melodic line or rhythm part. The basic octave shape looks like this, with the string in between muted by your fretting hand. This one is rooted on the 5th string. Notice how my index finger is touching the 4th string to keep it from ringing when I strum through the 3 strings. You only want to hear the 2 octave notes. When it's rooted on the 4th string, the shape changes slightly because of the B string. You'll probably want to get your pinky involved. The same thing occurs with an octave shape rooted on the 3rd string. Since we're playing in drop D tuning, here's how the shape would look rooted on the 6th string. The 6th and 4th strings are the same pitch, so the 2 notes are on the same fret. Let's try out a typical octave line. 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of metal players will add effects to their lead lines to give them a different texture. Make them stand out for the rest of the band and inspire nightmares. Some common effects are wah-wah, chorus, delay, whammy pedals, and envelope filters. Here's a cool trick. Let's take a wah pedal and use it on the octave line we just played. Start with the pedal all the way back and very gradually push down as you play the example. Have your toe all the way down during the last measure. Sounds pretty cool, and you can use that trick on riffs as well. Let's talk about an idea that's similar to the octave line called tremolo picking. This is basically alternate picking as fast as you can. You can take single note lines and move them around on one string to create moving lines. You dictate the rhythm with your fret hand instead of your pick hand. The pick hand just keeps alternate picking very fast while you move notes around on one string, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. kind of like Lucifer's mandolin player. Another option you'll hear used often by modern metal bands is harmonized lead lines. Bands like Avenged Sevenfold and Atreyu will double up certain parts of the song, both rhythm and lead, with harmonized lines. Let's check out an example. Here's the melody line. And here's the harmony line. Well, that's all for this lesson, folks. We've covered a lot of ground. Thanks for joining me, and remember to practice.